those things. No, no, I'm not that type of person. You don't have to tell me that. I just want to make sure you're saving your money, and that's what I did.
Yeah, so when you want some, you can get some.
Well, I won't put it that way.
But that's what you just said.
Yeah, well, no, not basically want some, get some. What I'm saying.
No, for the rainy, you just for the rainy day.
If I'm in a jam, let's say, if
that's the point I'm trying to make.
If
Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been alarming, honey? Then take a look at where we are. Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far. Hasn't the pace been alarming, honey? Then take a look at where we are. Isn't the day so exciting, oh, honey? When I wake up, I'm feeling brand new. All I can say is I look like new money, and the only thing I know is true. I owe it to you, I owe it to you.
Hi, I'm Andra,
and I am Kurt.
and welcome to Hanging with the Archibalds. Welcome to our home, guys, and welcome to another episode of Hanging with the Archibalds.
And thank you all so much for subscribing and leaving feedback. We are truly grateful.
And for those of you who have not subscribed yet to our channel, please do so as we try to grow our channel by giving you content and regularly on relationships. Thank you in advance for subscribing to our channel.
And guys, today we're talking about relationship. So just sit back and relax. Enjoy the ride. Yes, question to you.
Oh, jeez.
How do you describe a good relationship?
A good relationship. For me, a good relationship is a relationship that has trust and good communication. What about you? How do you describe a good
For me,
relationship?
It's trust, honesty, be yourself,
Yes, honesty is a good one.
and be genuine.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's like either one of us know we do something that one of another don't like. At least if we sit down and talk about it. Because if I come first and tell you, well, girl, this is something happened today, and I say X, Y, Z, and then, yes, you might feel a little because it's human. But at the end of the day, I come and tell you before you could hear it out on the street.
Are we talking about
And
communication?
then you deal with it according to.
Is that communication?
Well, communication, you can say communication also.
Okay.
So
Well, which is what I said. So I agree that communication is part of a good relationship, of a healthy relationship. You have to be able to communicate, and not just on like what you just said about telling your partner something, but also about communicating about your location. Sometimes that creates a problem in relationship, where a partner might just turn out of the house and go somewhere and don't tell their partner, where they're going. My thing is, I think that I always tell my son the same thing. When you go down the road and you're saying you're going to A and you're leaving A, I expect a phone call to say I'm moving from point A to point B. So that if news come that something happens at the location A, I know that you've left there and gone to location B, so I know that that's not possible. Or it does your heart good to know that you know where your spouse is. Not that you have to say everything all the time, but it's a good way to build trust.
I understand that. I agree. I mean, some people may not agree with it, but once you have a genuine relationship, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Let your partner know, well, you're gonna be XYZ, because at the end of the day, if something happen like you say, I mean, let's say now, I tell you, I'm going by the supermarket, and then I end up somewhere in town, and you hear somebody come and say, well, I saw your husband in town with XYZ. Then you will say, well, no, my husband, you sure it's my husband because he said he did supermarket. Once you know, well, yes, you is that faithful and honest partner, you shouldn't have a problem with that, because now you will say, no, let me make a phone call because my husband tell me he going to supermarket. You know, so I agree that, and that those are things you could call healthy relationship. Now, let's say now I have something to hide, then it will be a different ball game. So I will tell you I'm going supermarket and I know I'm going town, and and let's say something have to happen now. What how you going to take it, because I leave and say I'm going supermarket. So therefore there is no genuine trust there. You know, so that's not what you really call a good relationship, a healthy relationship. You know, so that's the point I look at it. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, you want to make sure your partner genuine with you. If they say they're going down the road, they're going down the road. You can put your neck on the block, they're going down the road. All right, so I mean, you don't have to hide and say, well, you're going elsewhere when you know you're going down the road. So at the end of the day, not most people will agree with it because they have different motives. You know, so that's the way I look at a good relationship. And I always say in a good relationship, you have to get God. You have to get God in it, because without God in it, it will be chaos. Because for me, let's say now, I'm a Christian, I'm going to my church. You, on the other hand, not about to follow me on my walk. You're always out there on the street. We're gonna always have problems.
That's true.
We're gonna always have problems. So that two not compatible.
I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say a good relationship has to have God in it, and both parties have to cover each other in prayer and pray together. It's something that you should do, you must do. It helps to build your relationship.
Yeah.
As a couple, strengthen your relationship, and strengthen your trust and belief. Like you said, if you're not from the same faith, or you're not in a faith at all, then it's going to create a problem. Maybe you can expound on that part about being in a relationship where your partner was not in the same faith. Because we promise people that we're going to be using real life examples.
Well, for me, it was kind of difficult because, you know, at the end of the day, you want to live for Christ. You wanna be okay. You wanna walk with Christ, and your partner doesn't want the same thing. Let's say yes, they have the mindset, but they're not ready yet. At the end of the day, it's going to be difficult for you. So either you just, no, for me, all you gotta do, try and encourage, and you do what you have to do for God. Because you cannot let that partner pull you down, take you back where you don't wanna be. So at the end of the day, it's kind of tough when it comes to
you have to have a made up mind.
Yes,
that's what you want.
Right. So you have to decide, that God, you're defend, and then you defend God.
Because if your partner don't want to walk the same walk you're walking, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
going
to
to
create contention, because like you said, you might want to go to church when your partner might want to go
out.
Clubbing or something, and that's going to create a problem.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So that is a problem for me. But you know, there are many ways to go around those things. So for me, I was just trusting in God and just pray and just ask God for strength. I mean, just to move on and serving Him, in spirit and in truth. So that's my take. Yeah.
All right. So one of the things you were saying in our previous discussion, you were saying that a lot of times, you're so like flabbergasted, you're so like distraught as to when two people is in a relationship and they love and you see they love and they're happy, and then something happens and then the disagreements, you fall out of love, and it's like I saw this on Facebook over the past week where it says you go from strangers to lovers and then back to being strangers, which is such a true thing, because you don't know someone from the beginning, and then you get to know the person, you fall in love, you fall deeply in love, as some people say, head over heels, and then something happens and that relationship doesn't last, and you become strangers to the point sometimes you even become enemies.
Okay, I'm glad you bring that up. Yes, okay, that's one question I wanted to ask you, but I'm glad you bring it up. For me, there's no genuine love was there because it was just puppy love. I call it puppy love. Because there you are. If you said you truly love someone and there's some hiccup somewhere, let's say, all right, you heard I was talking to another woman or whatever it is, vice versa, and you're gonna make a scene over that till you're going to hate me, till you're going to decide there is no genuine love. There is nothing called genuine love in that relationship, because if you truly love someone and genuinely love someone, you're gonna sit down and all you're gonna talk about it. Yes, all is human, and all you're gonna trash it out, and all you're gonna move forward. There is no bitterness, no leaving. As long as you guys say all you truly love one another, genuinely, that is how that will work out.
That is true, because the Bible talks about, I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, what they call the love chapter, where it says love is not puffed up and love does not create envy and those things. And sometimes, especially as Christian couples, we have to remember that particular chapter, especially when we're going through times of distress, when we're going through, because in our relationship, whether you're Christian or not, you're going to go through times when you're going to disagree with your partner.
You will.
But like you say, if the love is genuine and true, you're going to stop and you're going to think on,
how to go about
it. Why we reach to this point in the first place, and how we can fix it. Because if you truly love somebody, you're not going to want to hurt them.
No.
If you truly love somebody, you're not going to want to leave them, because that's if that's your true person.
Right.
We always have this phrase all over the television and stuff about your true person, your person. So if you're my person and this is the person that God has placed in my life for such a time as this, then we have to find a way
to
mend
things.
the issue.
Yes.
And sometimes you just have to be able to disagree.
Yes.
If you feel that the wall should be blue and I feel like the wall should be green, we have to be able to say, well, find a green or find a blue.
Yeah, because for me, if it's, like I say, it's a genuine relationship, and I want it to work, whether I right or wrong, and it is a disagreement, I will just accept all, and move forward, because guess what? I want this relationship to work. So I'm gonna sorry, and let's see how we can move from here forward.
But then it comes back to what we were talking about in our last episode, when we were talking about when you have a disagreement and needing time to cool off. Sometimes you just genuinely need time to cool off.
Yeah.
Go your separate ways, take your 5 minutes, your 10 minutes, go for a drive or whatever to cool down, and then you come back and you trash it out. It doesn't mean that I hate you or I love you any less because we're having a disagreement. This is things that happen all the time.
Yeah, and sometimes, to be honest, some of the women difficult, very much so.
Here we go again.
Sometimes, even though all the wrong, all the still want right. So that's why
That goes both ways.
that's why women have to just accept, okay,
No, it's not
we
both,
have
it
found,
goes both ways.
and just to make peace, we just accept it, and then, like I said, we move forward.
So you,
I
don't,
mean,
so you
yes.
don't think women that just let things slide through?
No, not that. Well, maybe,
Mm.
maybe some, not maybe, but not all. You know,
We don't let
not
things
all.
slide through.
No.
Because sometimes if you got to pick up on everything that your partner do wrong, you'll be forever
But sometimes,
arguing.
it may look, it may seems wrong in our eyes, and for us, it ain't nothing. Because sometimes, look at menu. Sometimes, I will look at things as nothing, you know, not even think twice, I offend you. And sometimes I see you moving a little cold, so I'm gonna ask, well, you okay? And then you're like, giving me the cold shoulder. Then when you feel like talk, then you talk. But then my thing is to you, like I always say, if I offend you, tell me why I go wrong, because for me, I did not see anything wrong with what I'm saying. But for you women, you always take things differently than how man will take it.
I wouldn't say always either, but
Yeah.
then it comes back down to the point I was trying to make, that it's you're fine with if there's a disagreement to say fine, sorry, or to see that I am upset about that particular something, and I go quiet until I am ready to discuss it. But you have to give Jack the jacket, because sometimes if you are upset and you speak at that particular moment, you're gonna end up saying something in anger and vexation, and it's gonna come out even though it's not something that meant to be vengeful or hurtful. The fact that you're speaking in anger, it's gonna come out a certain way. So sometimes it makes sense to just go quiet, go mute, and then when you come back down to that peaceful place, then is when you can talk about it. And at that point in time, you're going to talk about it as if it's a joke, and it's not going to have the same effect as if I had said what I was going to say at that particular time when I was offended.
Okay, I got it.
Great.
My next question to you, do you jealous
If I'm a jealous person,
in your relationship?
I think everybody have a streak of jealousy in them. It's how you react to that particular situation. Now, I'm gonna explain myself, because if we go down the road together, right, and you leave me, you see a female friend of yours, you see that person is probably not a friend of mine, so I'm not going to go with you, what you're saying, your hello and your whatever. But depends on how I see you speaking to that person. Something might trigger my mind and say, I wonder who that is. I wonder, and I don't really see it as jealousy, but you might think it's jealousy because you're speaking to a female, and you might think because I move away or whatever and I do my own thing, like I jealous, but I am just giving you space. If that person is not my friend, I am not coming over there with you to talk with that person. I'm going to let you talk, and if you're in a supermarket, I'm going to continue doing my shopping.
Okay, well, let me give you my views now. Well, every relationship, a good relationship, the both partner have some sort of a jealousy. Everybody, if you truly love a person, you're gonna jealous over them, but it's how you react about the jealousness. Because now for me, you have friends, you have men friends, you have women friends. So now, if I am you going somewhere, you meet one of your men friends, I don't expect you to pass them because me and you there. And then if I happen to see you and them talking, when I'm not there, then it's gonna create a problem.
I know
Not-
exactly where you're coming from.
Another thing,
Mm-hmm.
if me and you go somewhere and you saw one of your men friend, fine. If all the customer give a little hug or a church or whatever hug and keep going, I won't stop that because if it's something I'm accustomed to, fine. My thing is, don't make that man hold you up and have me waiting there for you, and you know we are going somewhere. Then
Makes sense.
that's where the jealousy will come in from.
Because then you start to question the
Be-
relationship between you and the other.
Yes, because
That's the same point I was
at
trying
the
to
end of the day, that's disrespectful.
make. Right.
So you can't do that. Then you will see the jealousy come out from me at that point. You know, but differently, no, you're not going to just pick up and jealous over your spouse just so because they say hi to someone hey, how you no, it depends on what the person how the person react to that other individual, then it will trigger off your jealousy. But nobody in a relationship cannot tell me they don't jealous, because that won't be that is not a genuine relationship. A genuine relationship. If you don't jealous over your partner, that is not a genuine.
You don't really love
you
the
don't love
person.
that person.
Yeah.
You don't love that person. You could jealous, but is
How you deal
is
with
how
it.
you deal with the
Yeah.
jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Guys, if I'm wrong, comment down below, tell me I'm wrong. But this is the way I see it.
Well, the most important thing in order for any relationship to work is both parties have to understand each
Yeah.
other. And like you said, be on the same page. Because if you are a person who gets jealous to anger, and you know I have a lot of male friends, then it's not going to work. Because I'm not going to cut off all my male friends just because you are jealous of my
Okay.
relationship. I've done that in the past, and I decided I am not going to do it again. You have to understand that in every relationship, people have friends. It's all about how you deal with your friends
with your friend.
and how you deal with your partner.
relationship. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, because I have a couple ladies when I don't have much friends like that. But you know, my friends, if I meet them, I'm not going to say, well, if I'm a customer, hug them like I said. I'm not going to hide behind your back. I mean, I'm gonna give them my church hug right in the presence of you, and then we keep moving, because I'm not going to stand up and hold conversation knowing you there waiting on me. No.
But that's what I
that
said anyway.
is
I'm not going to stand up and wait
disrespectful.
either, because
You know?
I can be walking ahead doing something else. If you're talking to a friend, I am going to continue doing what I'm doing, because I don't want to just stand up there waiting for you while you're saying your highs anyway.
Right, and then yes, you can walk and continue, but then it's how long I spend there with that person. You have all right to upset also. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, the jealousy can come out in different
I
ways,
don't think I'll be
but
jealous of something
but not everything.
maybe
not,
with an ex.
if it's an ex, you would
Maybe if you
jealous.
stand up and talk to an ex, I might feel like
Well, it's just at the
But
end
if
of
it's
the day,
somebody I know is your friend, I don't feel, and vice versa, I feel if you know that person is my friend, you shouldn't feel that way.
no, I won't.
Right.
I won't. Because like I said, you entitled to got your friends, and you entitled to have my friends. You know, we just
Yeah.
don't disrespect one another.
Right.
If we go out, we go out. If you meet your friend, I can't stop you to greet your friend, say hi and how you doing, and you know, and like that. But don't have me there stand up while you're there with your friend chatting away, and you know, I won't have that. You know, I won't have that. So yeah, we could deal. There's many ways to deal with partner issues. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's one way.
So another thing that helps a good relationship is finances. Well, I'm saying that because I know people in relationship fall out because of they don't agree with how their partner deal with finances. What's your take on that?
Well, when I say deal with it,
Okay, so in some couple, relationship, they have joint accounts,
Uh-huh.
and you will find like one partner would go and spend money without letting the other partner know. We're not talking about going on the road and buying a plate of food that's probably $20 or whatever. But we're talking about using combined funds
To do
to
other
do
things.
big
No.
for
no.
big purchases that is personal to you.
No.
So we have a joint relationship, a joint account,
Right.
and you would go without consulting with me and take the money out the account to go and do something else without telling me.
I'm not agree with that because if we both have an account together, both of us putting money into that account, and if I want something and I don't have the money outside our account, I'm going to come and ask you what you think and hear what you say. Get your take on it and then do what I have to do. If I have to do that behind your back, no, like I said, that is not a good healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know, communication is the key.
Yes,
You know?
and perhaps at the beginning stage of the relationship, maybe a conversation should be had
Exactly.
as to whether or not you're going to have only a
A
joint
joint
account,
account.
or you're going to maintain separate accounts for those one-off personal things. For instance, in our relationship, you have children, and I also have my son. So if you want to say you're sending money for your kids and you're going to take the money from a joint account, then there should be a discussion,
Yeah.
especially if it's a separate thing than what you would do on a regular.
Right.
But if you have your personal finances there and you want to take $100 extra and send it to whoever, I don't think you need to consult with me. There are some relationships where the men want to control how the women
No.
spend their money, and that creates problems
No,
in
well,
relationship.
for me, as I always tell you from get-go, I don't want to know how much money you're working for. I just want you to save your money in case of rainy days, something's gotta happen. At least you don't have to go around and ask nobody to lend you no money to do what you have to do. So that's why, for me, it's not a problem because at the end of the
That's
day,
true.
I'm the man at the home, and I look at it this way: I supposed to be the provider. I mean, yes, you're working. You know, you is your own independent woman. You're working for your own money. I working for my own money, but not because. So at least if we can help one another in times of need, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So I know again some men have problem when the wife or the girlfriend making more money than them,
That's true.
and I don't see what can make me have a problem with things like that, because at the end of the day, I'm happy that you're making money. So it doesn't matter whether you're making more than me or not.
That has
I'm happy
created
for you.
problems in relationship,
Yes.
because the woman is making more money
Than
than the man. He feels more,
less of a man.
yeah, he feels
Eh,
insecure.
No.
Yeah.
No. Listen, my thing is just saving money because you never know when
Doing
the
anything.
thing's gonna, God forbid, something may happen and we will need one another. And that's why I always say to you, make sure, save your money, just in case. So it doesn't matter whether you want to make, you don't have to tell me how much you're working for and those things. No, I'm not that type of person. You don't have to tell me that. I just want to make sure you're saving your money, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
I-
so when you want some, you can get some.
Well, I won't put it that way. Let's
But that's what
say-
you just
yeah,
said.
well, no, not basically want some, get some. What I'm saying,
No,
if,
for the rainy, you just for the rainy
for
day.
if I'm in a jam, let's say, if
That's
I,
the point I'm trying to make.
if I sick, God
Uh-huh.
forbid,
Mhm.
if it happens, so I fall short or something,
Mhm.
and I needed a backup plan,
Mhm.
I can ask to lend me something until I get, yeah, because I won't say give me. Honestly, listen, like I tell you, I'm not that type of man.
Mhm.
I won't say give
I'm just
me.
making sure the people in here.
Yes.
So in case I come back
Yes.
and lecture and say you're asking me for the money and you ain't lend it, you ain't lend it, you take it.
I lend it. Okay. I just ask you when I want clean or something, I just ask you to lend, right? And when I do give you back, I just give
Interest.
it-
Interest, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's it. I do once I said lend, once I said loan.
Yeah, but there are
I'm
times when I
going to
would
give
say
it
that's
back.
fine. I mean,
Yes, well, if you tell me it's fine or whatever it is, good, but I'm gonna find a way to reimburse you still.
yeah.
So
I got find a way to take it back.
well, something,
that's what I'm talking about.
something. So that's my take on the you know, this money issues with your partner and all of that. Yeah, so I always believe in that. You're not supposed to go behind your partner back and do your personal stuff if you guys have a joint account. You need to sit down and talk to your other half about it and do what you have to do. Unless you're out there doing something that you're not supposed to do,
That is
and that is not healthy.
Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the things that causes healthy relationship, how we see healthy relationships, and we touched about things like communications, how you deal with communication in a marriage or in any
Any
relationship.
relationship.
How you deal with disagreements, how you deal with your finances.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks for the people?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're in a relationship. To me, you genuinely love your partner and you want it to work. You just be genuine with yourself. Be honest. So when any hiccup, you and your partner can just sit down and trash it out and just move on with your life. Because to be honest with you, love, a real love today, hard to find. A genuinely love, hard to find today. You know, because not everybody genuinely love you because of you. They love you for what you can do for them and what you can provide. You know, and that's not a relationship you want to be into. You want somebody to love you for who you are. You know, take care of one another in times of need. And yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah.
And then I will just add, I agree 100% with you, and I just want to add that at the end of the day, we don't only need this earthly love, a love from a man, a love from a woman, a love from your children. You also need the love of the Heavenly Father. Because John 3:16 said, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish." And if you don't find that love on earth, I just want to remind you, we want to remind you that that love can be found in Jesus Christ, our Father. So we want to thank you for joining us on another episode of Hanging with the Archibalds. Thank you for joining us in our home, and we hope that you will continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, this is especially for Lisa. Hit the notification bell so that when we upload new content, you can be first to see it. Thank you guys for joining us, and we're gonna say bye for now.
Archibald signing out.
Peace and blessings.